Between the last time that we talked to Zen Technologies and now, a couple of things have happened. They have received a small, yet presumably a significant order from the overseas market. The questions, of course, would be around whether this sets the ball rolling for some more to happen of that nature. So that is a development that happened recently. And something that just happened a couple of days ago is that the company signed an MOU, if I'm not wrong, with the government of Goa for an R&D and a manufacturing facility. To talk about this, Mr. Ashok Atluri Johnson. Mr. Atluri, thanks for taking the time out. Hope all is well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Let me start off with this agreement that you signed. The last time that we spoke, sir, you spoke about how you are in good stead for the contract manufacturers that you already have up till a revenue of 2,000 crores and you won't need additional manufacturing. Now you've gone ahead and tied up for an R&D and a manufacturing facility, something that you don't do per se. What's happened here?
So one thing is that, we are looking at increasing the scope of the products. That is the first thing that, we may be adding some other scope of the products. And the second thing is that, one of the customer was insisting on some kind of a de-risking of the geographical risk. So, everything is at one place. So they were asking for a geography, and this could potentially turn out to be a very large order. And we saw that most of the large players were asking for this, that, we need some kind of a geographical de-risking and having a second again in terms of we're not doing any aggressive investment except that the building facility and building up ecosystem around us which can help us in executing the orders. So our facility is not, the investment is not much per se, but the ecosystem of the supply chain is also, a lot of people who are working with us, they're also keen to having a second facility there. So this is mostly for the geographical de-risking and some new products that we have in mind.
Okay, so effectively, instead of doing it at one geography in India, you're now wanting a base for a second geography as well.
That's right, yeah.
This has the potential to become a larger facility than what you would start off with eventually?
Yeah, it will be quite significant facility. I think it will be at least as large as what we have in Hyderabad, yeah.
In terms of R&D or in terms of manufacturing? Because I thought manufacturing, you don't have an in-house facility yourself.
So it is basically, this will be an integration facility, like we have in Hyderabad. We do 85%, 90% of the manufacturing outside. So we will be having ancillary industries around us. There are a lot of already people are there who can do it, and there are additional spaces where we are talking to our supply chain who wouldn't mind moving in there in addition to Hyderabad and Bangalore and Pune. So this will be, it will be mostly integration facility for us. The manufacturing will still be done by the supply chain that we have.
I get your point. And I heard you say that you're not making a very large investment, but in the same breath, I hear you say that this has the potential to be significantly large. How is that happening?
Significantly large in terms of turnover, the way we have doing in Hyderabad. So yeah, that's what I mean by significantly large contribution to turnover. Yeah.
Got it, Mr. Atluri. The other point that related to this particular thing, I heard you say in one of your answers, then one large customer and some other customers have also spoken about having a newer geography, moving away from Hyderabad predominantly. And I heard you say that this has the potential, this large customer, there is potential because of what you've just done in Goa for that orders or new set of orders from that customer to be significantly larger. I'm not asking for a number, but some color on how does something like this move?
So this is an overseas customer, and they were insisting on this, and so if it happens, it's almost going to be a continuous kind of order. The orders will keep coming. They'll last for a couple of years. So we understood their requirement, and the Goa government has also been very aggressive in saying that if you are showing the facility, and they were saying they really laid out the red carpet. They're very, very pro-industry. So we expect overall the customer's requirement and our geographical de-risking strategy met with the Goa's welcoming attitude.
Got it. And by very large, I mean, are you in a position to guesstimate the numbers, or you would want to leave that?
No, I would not. It will be premature, and I mean, again, there is always a if possibility that it may not happen. So it will be premature to say anything more than that.
Got it. The last time that we spoke, the other aspect, and I'm referring now to the order that you won from overseas. I hear you say that this is also an overseas customer who is kind of urged you to do a facility in Goa. And you had mentioned the last conversation that there are a lot of overseas conversations happening for order wins. Now tell us a bit about it, simply because defense is in the thick of things today after Prime Minister Modi's sortie as well. So tell us what about the overseas aspect of the business, and what about the domestic aspect, both?
So overseas, I mean, there are unfortunate developments, whether it's Ukraine or Middle East or Armenia, Azerbaijan. So earlier, there was a thing that, it is war or peace. Now the realization has come that it's going to be war and peace at the same time. So, so how do you keep preparing, fighting the wars on one side and keep preparing during peacetime for things? So the training aspect has become very, very, very important. And export, we in the overseas market, we can see almost a sense of fear which is there, what's going to happen next. So yeah, and domestically, of course, the chief of the army staff, actually in one of the remarks he started when when there was a conclave, defense conclave, he remarked that, we have when somebody asked about simulator, he said the simulators is becoming major focus area, and they have just started, and it's going to be implemented across all domains. So Indian Army is going to be big in simulators, and of course, counter drone are the real requirement. I mean, that's the most frictionless product in our history. So people are really coming, and it's completely indigenous technology. The Indian armed forces are really seeing very deeply, just seeing through the code, seeing the hardware, whether it's really Indian or not. And only then they're playing, which is good news for companies that are actually not, reselling the product, but actually developing Indian IP. So, we stand in a good stead at this point in time.
I'm guessing it's music to ears when you hear the words IP, because that's what you specialize in per se.
Yeah. I mean, actually, again, Neeraj, the thing is, it's strange that it took us so long to focus on the IP, because again, IP, when we talk about iPhone, it's $245, the bill of material, $5 is Foxconn contribution, $750 is the value captured by the IP. We have not been talking about it. We've been talking about make in manufacture in India, all that. So I'm very happy when they talk about IDDM and IP, because that is where the soul, that is where the Microsoft and the Googles are created. So, I think we are on the way. That thing is started. I think it's just beginning of the inflection point.
Got it. I have one final question, and we'll talk about, how you think about multiple years, maybe when we talk in the April to June quarter, because by then your year would have ended. But I would still just urge you to tell me, Mr. Atluri, in brief, as things stand, as Zen Technologies sits right now, from where it has been to where you envisage it to go. You've given me numbers, and you've told me last time that you'll be doing injustice to yourself if you don't touch numbers of maybe 10x your FY24 revenues in the next few years. So the numbers I know. I'm just trying to think of the internals, the return ratios, return on capital, ROE, etc., the value of the IP that you create, or the value that you create with Zen Technologies itself. How do you think about those aspects when you think of a 5-6 year picture of where Zen would be?
So, one thing is that we do expect some, inorganic acquisitions to happen in the next couple of years. We also think that the IP, there will be more research being done, and the research of the past years will start showing results as we go into the couple of years. It's a continuous process. And this will also, because of the focus on IDDM, this will also give us a huge push, not only in India, but overseas also. I think both domestically and internationally, we will be a dominant player. Definitely in land forces, we are already. We expect to go into anti-drone system in a big way, but probably a couple of other verticals also as we go ahead in the years to come.
Are you in a liberty to talk about them right now, or would you do it once you?
No. It's a bit early, but I think in a few months' time, definitely you'll be hearing on this from us.
Okay. Last question: this 42 crore order. Sorry, I kind of sidestep it completely. I went into a macro question when I was talking about that. But explain to us the significance of this 42 crore order. It's not very large in terms of numbers now that you have an order book which is very high, but is it significant still?
It is very significant in the sense that this is, apart from the fact that, the country which is buying world-class product, this has a huge active support from the Indian government. So, so we can see that many such push in various countries, similar countries, is being done by government of India, and we think this trickle will probably turn into a flood in the next couple of years if our guess is right.
Well, we wish you all the best for the flood to be a tsunami, Mr. Atluri. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking to us
Thank
today.
you, Neeraj. Thank you so much.
The
Really
pleasure was ours.
appreciate
And
it.
viewers, thanks for tuning in.
Bye.